Many men have crossed the divide before, but not quite like this. Welcome back to the channel. Greg Taylor to Rangers, straight from Celtic at the end of his contract. Could it happen? Should it happen? A lot of questions, but can I give the answers? Well, yes, I'll tell you the answer right here, right now. Aye, I wouldn't mind Greg Taylor, right? The guy has won more trophies and league titles than we could dream of in like the past couple of years, man. He's been at Celtic, 5 years? Yeah, the first year didn't go according to plan. I believe he joined. Did he join during COVID, or he might have joined out? No, so he won a league, then he lost the league, and then he's won the league ever since, right? That's pretty much it. So let's just give you a wee bit of a background on Greg Taylor here. So obviously, here he started as a youth player at Rangers, but we told him, you're too much of a midget, too much of a diddy, man. He left, then joined Kelly. Obviously, had a great Kelly career, part of that Steve Clark team. And then he got a move to Celtic, of course. All right. Then he signed a 4-year deal. And like I said, apart from the 2021 season, which, let's be honest, there's not like there's many players at Celtic that had a good year that year. I'm trying to think of, I think probably like Mohamed El Younousi had the better year. Anyway, we're not here to discuss that as well. I wish we were here to discuss that season in great detail because it was fantastic, all right? But as Tony Soprano once said, remember when is the lowest form of conversation, and that is in the past. That is like 4 or 5 years ago. We need to move on. But in terms of Scotland, of course, this man has got 14 caps. Now, he is 5'7". He is what you would call a bit of a diddy, man. And in terms of Celtic, so let's go into it. So for Celtic, he has played a total of 151 games in the Scottish Premiership. 6 goals and also 15 assists. So that's no bad for Greg Taylor. Now overall, when you factor in all cups and European games, he's played 209 games. So that's pretty good. Actually, scrap that. It's not even including his goals. I thought it was assists. Sorry, I thought it would be including his assists. I believe he's got 6 assists this season, so that's no bad. But he's got 9 goals in his Celtic career and 209 appearances, right? Goals, assists for a left back, full back, whatever. Yeah, I know over recent years. Oh, James Tavernier, Bono Barrison, all that shite. Honestly, I don't really care. No, yeah, I'd rather my full back get them. But you know what? First and foremost, I would rather my fullback be able to defend, right? And I'm not going to sit here and say that Greg Taylor is the greatest defender of all time, because he's really not, right? But if Greg Taylor joined Rangers, right, tomorrow, would he be the best fullback at the club? I've got to say he would be, right? Now, if Dujon Sterling could stay fit and play at right back and never get injured, would it be close between them? Aye. But how disingenuous and how much ridiculous and bias and blue tinted specs would I sound if I was like, see Yilmaz and Jeffy and Tav at this current state right now, they're all better than Greg Taylor. Yo, Greg Taylor makes a mistake. He does get pelters for Celtic fans, so I'm not going to sit here and say he doesn't have a mistake in him. But this is a guy, folks, right, that has won 4 Scottish Premiership titles, right? The 1921, the 21-22, 22-23, 24-23-24, and soon the 24-25. He's got 3 Scottish Cups and also 3 Scottish League Cups. Alright? The guy knows how to win trophies. And again, is he single-handedly getting Celtic over the line? No, of course not. But he has been a main starter in that Celtic team for the best part of like 5-6 years, right? So we're talking about a guy that knows how to win. He knows how to get league titles over the line as part of a team. I don't the only reason, right, you should be saying no to this is the fact that he was once a Rangers man, allegedly, and then joined Celtic. Because for me, I don't care what money's being offered on the table and what diddy contract he was on at Kelly. If you're a true Rangers man and vice versa, you don't join the other side. You don't. I don't care what amount of money is being discussed, right? You never sell it. And I understand if people don't want to sign Greg Taylor for that reason, right? I totally understand it. But the reality is, folks, beggars can't be choosers. Greg Taylor is a good fullback. Alright? He is. He's 27. He could probably give us like another 5-6 years. Are his best years behind him? Maybe. But for a footballer. I mean, he's just getting into his prime. So let's not get too hasty now. His birthday is in November, so he's still 27 for a while. Make no mistake about it. But for me, yeah, I mean it's a free as well, right? We're not even having to go and spend big money on the guy. Like, oh, we have to actually give Celtic a couple of million, and also it would give us one up Celtic signing their left back. Now again, I'd much rather be going signing Dyson Maida or something like that on a free. But Greg Taylor is going to have to be what it is. Would he start, like I said earlier, over Yefty and Yilmaz? Yeah. Would it realistically mean that one of those two would have to go? Yeah. And it would be Yilmaz for me. I mean, how many transfer fids have I made about a Turkish club being linked with Irfan Yilmaz for like 3.5 million? Hopefully it happens. We know he hates Fenerbahce. We've seen that evidently across the two legs. So I don't think it'll be them. But he could definitely get a move back to Turkey, and hopefully we can sell him on for a decent fee. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Chelsea. Chelsea. They're still wanting Jeffy, and maybe he'll be able to get pushed out the door. But for me, if we sign Greg Taylor on a free, that's a good bit of business. Greg Taylor starting with Jeffy in behind is probably that's probably as good as you could ask for, right? See, an ideal world, right? We go down to Fulham, right? Craven Cottage with the American money, and just give them like 40 million for Calvin Bassey back, and he's like, Fulham's pish, I'm coming back up the road. That's in an ideal world, right? I'd rather Calvin Bassey or Alphonso Davies or something like that, or whatever, right? But we can't do that. That's not going to happen. We have to just accept that. And Greg Taylor, over the past 5-6 years, has been the best left back in this league consistently. Now you can argue at different points, well, maybe this guy was better, and like I've just mentioned, Calvin Bassey, and things like that. But Greg Taylor, he'll have a point to prove, and also, I talked about it on Fog Football. I never thought the Dynamo Zagreb rumours, as much as they were kind of, this isn't guaranteed, by the way. You know what I mean? He might not go to Rangers. I mean, there's a good chance he doesn't. But I just couldn't really picture Greg Taylor at Dynamo Zagreb. You know what I mean? I feel like he could just stay in Scotland. And yeah, I don't think there's any other club he'd be going. Not to bury the rest of the league, but he's too good, in my opinion, to be going to anyone outside of the top two. Right? Maybe when he's like 31, 32, I could see him at like a Hibs, Aberdeen or Hearts. But 27, still in the national team, despite, Tierney, Robertson, ahead of him. He's too good for those teams. I think Rangers is a sensible step, but here, it's one of those moves that, it doesn't take away the titles and cups and etc. that he's won with Celtic, but a lot of Celtic fans, are going to absolutely turn on Greg Taylor. Imagine the old firms when Greg Taylor rocks up as a Rangers man and starts at left back. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Obviously, yeah. You could argue here and there, is it a direct move, right? Rangers aren't dealing with Celtic, and Celtic aren't dealing with Rangers, but obviously Greg Taylor is a Celtic man, and as soon as his contract runs out, he would join Rangers, so it's a wee bit of a grey area, and it's not exactly Rangers have bid money and Celtic have accepted it, and the two teams have to work together to get the deal over the line. But of course, it would be the first free agency move between the two clubs, which would be, it's a monumental moment in Scottish football, if it happened. But here, I'll take him, absolutely. He's better than Redfan, and he's better than Jeffy. I've always stood by it. Jeffy especially should be played as a left mid. Redfan Yilmaz will give you one good game out of 15. And if you want to win stuff, that's not cutting the mustard, man. You need something better. And yeah, Greg Taylor's not perfect, but for this league, he knows how to win things. And I think that's what we're desperately crying out for. You know what I mean? I'm not expecting this guy to come in and, put the captain's armband on and take us to, quadruple trebles and all that stuff. But I think signing someone like Greg Taylor, who's got the winning mentality, is definitely a step in the right direction. So until next time, peace.